Good morning students, myself Kamal Joshi, and in this lecture we will discuss about the ecosystems, their types and their components. So let us start this topic. Ecosystem, as we have already discussed in previous lectures also, that the ecosystem is a basic structure and a function unit of this environment. So the ecosystem is generally consists with the biotic and abiotic things, or the relationship between the biotic and abiotic things in a particular habitat is known as the ecosystem. The term ecosystem was introduced by the A.G. Tansley in 1935 and defined it as the resulting from the integration of all living and non-living factors of the environment. We can understand this ecosystem through this picture. Here you can see this one is a forest picture. So here we are discussing about the forest ecosystem, and forest ecosystem is terrestrial, is one of the terrestrial ecosystem. So here you can see that this one is the composition of variety of vegetations in the forest habitat, and this one is the forest habitat which is covered with a variety of vegetations, and vegetation are the living things. Second living things in this habitat, forest habitat, these are the animals. So animals and plants, these are the biotic components of this habitat, and forest is a habitat. So here is sun, precipitation, rainfall and the wind, these are the abiotic components. So the complete picture is indicating the forest ecosystem. So the forest, we can define the forest ecosystem like as the relationship between the biotic and abiotic components in a particular habitat is known as the ecosystem. So on the basis of the components, biotic and abiotic things, the ecosystems can be divided into the two types, and here we will discuss about the types of ecosystems. So now the types of ecosystem, basically the ecosystem can be divided into two types. First one is a natural ecosystem, and second one is an artificial ecosystem. So natural ecosystem and artificial, there is a difference between these two ecosystems. So natural system, both the ecosystems are consist with the biotic components as well as the abiotic components. So both components are the same in natural and artificial ecosystem, but these ecosystems are vary with each other. So the natural ecosystem, it indicates where the biotic and abiotic things, these are provided by the nature. For example, like a forest ecosystem. In the forest ecosystem, both the components like the living things and the non-living things, these are provided by the nature. However, in the artificial ecosystem, both the components, these are provided by the man. Like the living and non-living things, both things are provided by the human being also. Second major difference between the natural and artificial ecosystem is the presence of food chain. The natural ecosystems have many food chains, and these food chains exist in natural ecosystems. However, in artificial ecosystem, the food chains are completely absent. So on the basis of present and absence of food chain, we can distinguish the natural and the artificial ecosystem. Third one major difference is example which distinguishes between the artificial and natural ecosystem. The natural ecosystem, like all terrestrial and aquatic ecosystems in nature which are existing, and on the basis of their existing, this earth is surviving. So this one is a good example of natural ecosystems, like forest, like desert, agricultural land, and aquatic. These are the example. Freshwater ecosystem, marine water ecosystem, these are the natural ecosystem. However, the artificial ecosystem an aquarium is a good example of artificial ecosystem, because in the aquatic in the aquarium ecosystem, in the aquarium we provide all the biotic and abiotic components artificially, or it provided by the human being. For example, in an aquarium we provide light. So in nature, sunlight is functioning just as a sun is functioning just as a light. However, in a aquarium, electric bulb is functioning just like as a sun, which maintain the light as well as maintain the temperature of this aquarium. The immersion rod is functioning to maintain the temperature in winter season also. However, this function in nature, sun is already maintain this function in nature, in natural ecosystem. Similarly, the plants in natural ecosystems, they functioning to maintain the dissolved oxygen in natural aquatic ecosystem or in terrestrial ecosystem. In aquarium, the aerator is functioning to maintain the aeration. So here you can see that both the abiotic components are provided by the man. Similarly, in nature, the fish are generally developed, and in aquarium, the human being is provide some fishes for their surviving in aquarium. In natural ecosystem, many food chains are, you can see many food chains are existing in natural ecosystem. However, in aquarium, food chain is completely absent. So that's why we can say an aquarium is a very good example of artificial ecosystem. In addition, some another example of artificial ecosystem is experimental agricultural land, or the mushroom cultivation farms or rooms are a good example of artificial ecosystem. Now we will discuss about here we can see the types of ecosystems. Like the ecosystems are generally divided majorly two types, like the natural ecosystem and the artificial ecosystem. Again, natural systems are divided into two types, like the terrestrial ecosystem and the aquatic ecosystems. Then again, the aquatic ecosystem is further divided into freshwater ecosystem and the marine ecosystem. The freshwater ecosystem further divided into lotic ecosystem and the lentic ecosystem. So here the lotic ecosystem is indicate the running water ecosystem, just like as a river. River also indicates some ecosystem is known as a lotic ecosystem, and the stagnant water bodies like the lake, it indicate the lentic ecosystems. So these are the flowchart of ecosystems, and this one is very much helpful to understand how can we divide the ecosystems in different types. Now we will discuss on the components of ecosystem. The ecosystem, here we can see that the ecosystem is basically divided two major components. These are the biotic and second one is the abiotic components. Here we can see that the biotic components are further divided into producers, consumers and decomposers. Three parts. Biotic components are further divided into three parts: producers, consumers and decomposers. And decomposers are further divided into three consumers, like primary, secondary and tertiary consumers. Similarly, the abiotic components, they are divided into climatic and adaptive factors, and the climatic factors and adaptive factors, they are the different, and climatic factors related to the atmospheric conditions. However, the adaptive factors are related to our soil. So we will discuss individually in this. Here we can see that the biotic components majorly divided into the producers, consumers and the decomposers. So the producers, basically the producers are the all green plants on earth which produce food for us, or the starting of food chains always start from the producers. So on earth, the herb, shrubs, trees, these are the producers. These are the autotrophs. Why it's called the autotrophs? Because in presence of sunlight, these green plants, they convert their oxygen, carbon dioxide, in presence of water, in presence of sunlight, absorbing the CO2, it convert into the glucose or oxygen due to the photosynthesis reaction. That's why these all green plants is known as autotrophs. Second one, the component, biotic component of ecosystem is known as the consumers. Consumers are heterotrophs because they completely depends on the producers, and on the basis of their feeding habits, consumers can be divided into three categories. First one category is completely herbivore. Secondary is called semi herbivore or carnivore. It cannot be considered as an omnivore. They are partially. And third one category of consumers are the completely carnivores. So herbivores are completely feed on the plants. Secondary consumers is a partially herbivore or the carnivore, and tertiary consumers are completely carnivores. They feed on primary and secondary consumers. So we can understand through this picture here, like here you can see through an example, pictorial example in an ecosystem. If we see agricultural land, we can see that the agricultural land or the crop land, the crops are the producers because they are the green plants. So these green plants is consumed by some another consumers, and these consumers are divided into three categories: primary, secondary and tertiary. Here you can see that this grasshopper is the primary consumer because they feed on grasses, and this grasshopper is completely herbivore. Here we can see this one is a bird, this one comes under the secondary consumer because they feed on grains or plants, fruits, seeds, and sometimes they feed on the grasshopper. So these are the semi herbivore and the carnivore. That's why it comes under secondary consumer. Here this one is vulture or a big birds, predator birds. They feed on the primary and the secondary consumers. That's why it comes under the tertiary consumer in a grassland ecosystem. Similarly, another example with this figure you can easily understand. Then these are the primary, secondary and tertiary consumers in a forest. This one is deer and they feed on the grasses, and this one is completely herbivore. So consumer are divided primary, secondary and tertiary consumers. Primary are herbivores, and here you can see the fox as well as bear also comes under the secondary consumer. They feed on primary as well as the producers also, primary consumers as well as producer also. So these are the secondary consumer. And the panther, tiger, lion, these are the cat family members. They comes under the carnivore or tertiary consumers of an ecosystem. In a forest ecosystem, we can see these are the primary, secondary and tertiary consumers. Similarly, here we can see, and this one is a good example of agricultural land and the primary, secondary and tertiary consumers. Here we can see this one is the primary consumer. Here this one is comes under the secondary consumers also. This one is secondary consumer also, and this one is tertiary consumers. So these are the example of consumers in different ecosystem. One more example of aquatic ecosystem. So these are the primary consumers and they feed on the phytoplanktons. In the aquatic ecosystem, these zooplanktons, they feed on the phytoplanktons. That's why it comes under the primary consumer. And some small fishes, they feed on these zooplanktons, so comes under the secondary consumers. And these are the predatory fish, game fish, they feed on the primary as well as the secondary consumers also. They are the completely carnivore consumers. So These are the different examples, consumer examples in different ecosystems. Now the next component of biotic components is decomposers. So decomposers, actually these are the microorganisms. They are micro in size and they can't see through the naked eyes. And the example of decomposers are the actinomycetes, some bacteria, fungus. These are the example of decomposers. Basically, in an ecosystem, the decomposers play an important role to maintain the ecosystem, as well as some thermodynamics law in nature. Because the decomposers, they feed on dead and decay matter. That's why it's decomposers, also known as the saprotons. They digest dead and decay matter and convert their complex organic compound into the organic manure. And this organic manure is also helped to produce to increase the soil fertility, as well as they maintain the nutrient cycle in lithosphere and in atmosphere also. That's why they play an important role to maintain the ecosystem. So these are the example of biotic components: producers, consumers, and decomposers. Now we will discuss on the abiotic components. So the abiotic components, these are the non-living things, and we have already discussed in previous slide. The abiotic components may be divided into the climatic as well as the adaptive factors. The climatic factors are related to the climatic conditions, based on the climatic conditions like the rain, light, wind, and temperature. So these abiotic components, they directly influence the biotic components also. And the another abiotic component is related to our soil. So the soil pH, soil minerals, soil topography, and soil texture is also influence the biotic components. We can understand these abiotic components and their influencing factor. For example, a desert ecosystem or a desert biome. So in the desert area, where we can see the abiotic components like the climatic conditions are totally changed as the normal conditions, where we can found the precipitation is very low, the temperature is very high, humidity is high, moisture is very low. So these are the climatic conditions. They create a dry zone area, and this atmosphere, these climatic conditions also affects on the soil properties. So here we can see the soil is very sandy, their pH is very maybe high, and their minerals are very poor mineral soil. So these are the adaptive factors, and these adaptive factors, they stimulate such types of plants. They generally survive in this abiotic or the climatic conditions also. So the thorny plants, so the xerophyte plants, they are very much adapted to this in this climatic conditions. So in this way we can understand that the abiotic components, they directly influence the biotic components also, the biotic things also. Means अगर climatic conditions change हैं, the adaptive factors change हैं, so ये directly influence करते हैं biotic things को, biotic components को. अगर हम soil में changes कर देते हैं या हम climate में change कर देते हैं, तो उसी के अकॉर्डिंग वहाँ पे प्लांट्स का ग्रोथ होता है, उसी अडेप्टेड प्लांट्स की ग्रोथ वहाँ पे होती है, एंड उसी तरीके के एनिमल्स वहाँ पे सर्वाइव करते हैं जैसे वहाँ पे क्लाइमेट कंडीशन या वेजिटेशन होगी. क्लाइमेट कंडीशन इन्फ्लुएंस करती है वेजिटेशन को, एंड द वेजिटेशन का इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है आपके लिविंग अदर कंज्यूमर्स पे. सो इस तरह से टोटली इकोसिस्टम वहाँ का चेंज हो जाता है. सो इस तरीके से abiotic component directly influence the biotic component also. Now thank you to all watching my lecture videos in the given channel also. Thank you very much.